Epic just introduced a new item into Fortnite, and a lot of the pros and the Fortnite Battle Royale community are pretty upset about it. The boombox came in with the ability to destroy all buildings in a huge area, and on top of that, you can't build anywhere near where the boombox lands. Pros have already voiced their frustrations, and some were even yelling their frustrations. For example, two of the best players in the game right now, Mongraal and Mr. Savage, faced a boombox in the final circle. Check out how they react.
I'm wasting all my mats. Oh, what the? So bad. You can't launch that either. This game is so bad, bro. Is it finished? Shoot. Oh
you
my
need to get
god,
to me. We need to launch pad. I need to heal, bro. You need to build for me. I have 100 mats.
Same. I got 100 wood.
Look at how many mats Mongraal just went through just to stay alive against one team with one boombox. Just imagine if the enemy had grenade launchers, quad launchers, anything else. It would have been a sure loss for even some of the best players in the world. I'm your second favorite PE teacher, Denver, and let's see what Epic plans to do to Fortnite and find out if this is a good idea or a really bad idea for the future of Fortnite Battle Royale. Like and subscribe right now and tell me if you think Epic should delete the boombox, or tell me what you think they should do to make it a little bit more fair or balanced. So do you guys remember the day when Epic put the Infinity Blade into Fortnite without testing it, without balancing it? And do you remember how broken it was when it first came into the game? It wrecked buildings in a matter of seconds. It killed players in 1 or 2 hits. To top it all off, this is the big part here, Epic released it the day of a $1 million Winter Royale tournament. It had a lot of pros and the rest of us in the community questioning why they would do something like that to the game and to their players. There were players flying in from around the world who practiced for many hours every day for months at a time. They show up and they get killed by a sword that had practically no counters to it. It was definitely a strange decision and one we thought Epic might learn from. Now, they did end up vaulting the sword, but after it had already made a lot of us kind of angry. But now the boombox is in the game and absolutely destroying buildings, and more importantly, preventing any building at all in the area. The explosives were not enough. Epic wanted to destroy buildings and stop people from building after that with this boombox. Here is what Gata6 on Reddit said about it. He says, I mean, it's pretty obvious that Epic hates the current end games. I feel like anytime the developers see the end of a scrim or something, they die inside. When they made the game and had the whole building thing, it was meant to have a squad making a big base versus another squad in an elaborate base. They hate turtling and having all these people at the end. Literally every item has been to get rid of 30 people in game just going through tunnels and boxes. He goes on to say the drum gun, LMG, turrets, planes, boomboxes, dynamite, C4, clingers, quad crashers, quad launchers, sword, moving circles, mat caps in all the pop-up modes, etc. All of these are trying to end the boxing at the end. Epic's ideal endgame would be the game ending right before or at the moving circles with like 6 to 10 people at the end gunning for each other, not the Turtle Wars playstyle. What do you guys think about that? I think that's a pretty powerful take, and I don't think this is too far off. Epic definitely seems to hate turtling and building, but especially if they want this game to be competitive, viewers, do they even really enjoy seeing everybody stuck in a box for the last 15 minutes using campfires and trying not to fight? Ninja even spoke up about the new item, which you guys might not know this. Ninja can't always say how he truly feels. Just because Epic has been pretty good to him, you don't want to bite the hand that feeds you, but even Ninja said this on Twitter. Enjoy scrimming in Fortnite with that new item, LOL. Maybe I'm looking too deep into this, but he knew the name Boombox. Did he just not want to draw too much attention and just flat out say the boombox will ruin competitive play or something like that? Either way, he is right based on how scrims currently are. The best players in the game are the best builders. Of course, good aim is important too, but if you can outbuild your opponent, you will win against anyone with good aim. So here is what Epic wants to do, and I warned you guys about it a long time ago. Epic wants to kill the skill gap between the best and the worst players. The best players might make up like 1% of the entire millions of people who play this game, but should Epic give the 1% what they want? Or should they make it more fun for the 99%? It sucks to see it, but from a business perspective, there is a reason Epic made $3 billion in 2018. And this is through the people crying about the Infinity Blade, the explosive buffs, the dynamite, the planes, the drum gun, and much more that people said will kill Fortnite. Dakota's, as you guys know, is a pretty quiet player and doesn't usually complain about new items and changes, but even he is not happy with the boombox. Dakota's tweeted, "Just testing new item, imagine your builds no longer matter." As that circle gets smaller, the boombox becomes more and more powerful because if a player is bad at building, this is one of the few items that will put both players on or near an even ground. Another pro player from CLG named Wish You Luck tweeted this out as well. He says, "I'm about to go play for 100,000 in a completely unaffiliated tournament to Epic Games, and Epic Games still added a game-breaking item hours before it." Honestly, how can you not feel bad for these pros? It has to be frustrating to practice a certain skill for hours on end and lose sleep, time with your family, time with your friends in hopes of accomplishing the dream of being like this well-known, successful, competitive player. And then on the day of a big tournament that could change your life, you get the news that the game will be played much differently. One of the best players in the game, Dixon, also let Epic know about his frustrations with this decision in his tweet, saying, "I don't think Epic realizes what they're doing to the comp scene. You're making everything super unpredictable at this point. This is already an issue due to last-minute events / not many going on as it is. Also adding some insane item last minute, you're screwing over the players." Dixon didn't hold back, and maybe a backlash is exactly what Epic needs to stop hurting the very players who are bringing notoriety and respect to their game. I just don't get why the day of a $100,000 tournament they release a new item. Why not just wait until the next day or two so the dust can settle? Maybe the item can be balanced. Dixon also added, "You guys really got to help us on this. It's becoming a pain. I love this game. I love competing with the Fortnite scene, but when we get no say at all, even with actual feedback given, it just seems like we're all dumb for even trying." At Sundown at Lumen. Yep, you see that correctly. He even threw in an @ to some of the developers and esports managers at Epic, straight up calling them out and starting a debate that many pro players would agree with. Symfuhny also got in on the shock of how good this item is and was left speechless when first seeing it. Check it out.
Boom. Quit. Let's try this out, boys. What?
So besides that, I have been reading comments on Reddit and Twitter most of the day, and overall people seem really unhappy about it. But there are a few people who think it will be good for the game. What do you guys think? User Call Me Big M on Reddit got destroyed with downvotes when he said, "Unpopular opinion, I actually really enjoy explosive items, dynamite, rockets, grenades. The new boombox is quite dope too." He says it adds another layer to the game which isn't as OP or game-breaking as the sword or airplanes. Also adds a different style of play which I think should be highly encouraged. Dynamite are awesome, but I feel they should be a higher rarity. I usually find 10 plus a match. Is the boombox as bad as we think for an item that only drops 2 and can be thrown such a short distance? User Twitch Sweat said, "Unpopular opinion, new boombox is perfectly balanced. I feel like 3 tiles is the perfect range, and I feel like the damage to structures is perfect as well. Changed my mind." So there are definitely people out there who seem to be okay with the boombox, but as you can see, those who are voicing in favor of the boombox on Reddit are getting downvoted to 0 on every post, and the comments go in pretty hard. Most of the comments that disagree say that the length of time the boombox plays is too long, and others are saying all the other items that destroy buildings are immediate and they don't cancel building out. On top of that, yes, you can shoot it, but it has 600 health and very few guns in Fortnite can kill it with a single shot or 2. Some of the funnier posts had people going in pretty hard on Epic, like user LilFish717 saying, I haven't played Fortnite today yet, but read the patch notes. Please tell me this boombox is a troll in the patch notes or isn't as horrible as it sounds. Is Epic Games catering to the people that can't build again, even though the special thing about their game is building? User Owen on Reddit even said, to everyone who likes the boombox because they dislike people building, there are many non-building battle royales in the market at the moment. After a long, well thought out rant, he says, Blackout is a great game because of its good gunplay. Fortnite is a great game because of its building mechanics, not its bloom. All right, this last one is really good, by Steve the Great on Reddit. He said, the new update is a joke, right? I think it must be a joke, but we're roughly 5 minutes early for an April Fool's joke. There's no way Epic actually thought this was a good idea. I simply can't understand their reasoning. 25% explosive damage through walls, planes, mounted turrets, and now this. What are they smoking at their offices? Because I want some of that. That was probably my favorite one. It had me cracking up. People are seriously mad though, and I'm willing to bet that we see this item gone pretty soon. The community has honestly put up with a lot of Epic strange decisions lately, and some are even still mad the plane is still in the game. But the question is, how long will people put up with this stuff before they start leaving? Now, I can say personally, I am in for the long haul. I love this game. I love Fortnite. I don't mind new items coming to the game if they do, like, they come out a little bit stronger and everybody gets upset about it. I honestly think it's like kind of funny to see people like die in the craziest ways, or get some crazy kills out of it too. Yes, sometimes your building skills get eliminated, and that's just only if somebody has a boombox or some explosives. Now, let me say maybe we're all overreacting and the boombox won't even be a problem, but just so far it isn't looking good. Be sure to let me know what you guys think, and if you watched this far into the video, then I just personally, I want to say thank you so much, and I do my best to talk with you guys and get to know you and not act like I'm some big like YouTube star, because I'm not. I'm just a teacher, I'm a husband, I'm a dad, and I love talking about Fortnite, and that's about it. I can't wait to see what some of you guys say down in the comments. I do read a lot of them. I can't say all, I'm just going to be honest. I can't read them all because, you know, I just have other things to do, but I do read a lot of my comments. Remember to follow me on Twitter or Instagram or Twitch, guys, or all three, but I am way more active on Twitter right now. If you guys really want to help me out, then use code ThatDenverGuyYT when buying stuff in the shop. Feel free to even tweet it at me, since I normally retweet those as a thank you. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Love, Denver.